Okay, we have a Honda Accord Acura TSX for American cousins, and I was having a problem after a clutch change where it was pulling slightly to the left, and I've taken off the left side wheel to have a look at what the problem was. And really what I've come down to is I'm looking at this bushing here, which is known as a compliance bushing. As part of the clutch change, it's necessary, there's the gearbox there, it's necessary to actually take out the lower control arm to get access to the gearbox so you can actually replace the clutch. So I think when doing it they actually damage this bushing. Now I checked this before, and this bushing is a funny kind of bushing. It's not an all enclosed piece of rubber, it's actually made up of a more complex kind of shape. So I initially checked this with the pry bar, it actually looked quite tight and that there was an issue with it. However, when I forced it, I actually do get play. The other thing I didn't do when I actually checked the bushings was I actually left the suspension components unloaded. As such, there was actually quite tight because the actual bushing itself would twist to allow you to actually to allow the suspension to stay in line. But what happens when the suspension became loaded, there was play in it. So I reckon this is my problem. This is what I'm going to do. To give you an idea what it looks like, this is a new bushing here, and you can see it's not actually enclosed. There's a gap there and a gap there, and it actually allows, believe it or not, the actual bushing to rotate like that in the arm. Honda called it a compliance bushing. I'm not sure if it's used in any other models. I believe the Civic uses it, or any other manufacturer uses it, but it actually takes a lot of stress and strain. And I'm going to replace it. Well, I'm going to go with replacing it anyway. It's part of the lower control arm. That's the lower control arm there. There's our knuckle, and there's our upper control arm there. So it does have an important bit to play. The problem, I think, is when I get the alignment checked, it's fine. But I feel that the actual car is twitchy, pulls slightly to the left. I think the problem is it only actually exposes under load. Therefore, we don't actually see any problem when we put on a static ramp and check the alignment. So that's my body of work today, and I'll give you an update on how I get on. The control arm is out. I've planked up here in a vise. I'm just going to show you how much play is actually in this. The inspected actually looks okay, but if I show you how much play is in it, just a simple amount of, see it? So this bushing is gone, and if you can zoom in, that's going to come up to the light, there's actually cracks in the bushing itself. There's a bit too much play in that, so I'm going to replace that. One of the things, if you are replacing this, to bear in mind, there is actually markings on the bushings. There's arrows, and you've got to line these up particularly to maintain your alignment and the correct play. So I'm going to mark this before I actually take it out, and I'm going to give it a go, give it a bash. Looks pretty rusted and tough in there, but hopefully my pull set will pull out. Otherwise I'm off to a mechanic to press it for me. Okay. Okay, here we have the new bushing in the control arm. Bit of pulling and shoving with that, we have it in. So there's a lot less play in that. It's a lot firmer. A little bit of movement, as you'd expect, to control torque, steer and so on, but it's a lot tighter. So it's in, we'll see how we get on.